expertise journey, the one that keeps your ears burning. Big up to Sav and Tony, cause they stay on it. Moving the numbers, Candy K all day. That's what she say. Candy K about to go all the way. And you know Monico is knocking on the door. Keep up the good work, Mo. Haven't you heard? It's just Daniel with all the words. Counseling and bouncing positive and godly thoughts, advising us to do what we ought. Tanika's world, you got to keep dropping them pearls. And Corey's world, keep getting it, girl. Keep that smile on your face and stay in a positive place. And last but not least is the homie Eric C. You know he be putting in work all the time, bro. Make up your mind to stay on it, homie. Keep the videos coming. We got your back, so stay on track and don't look back. We see your achievements and we celebrate. We celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. We celebrate, celebrate, celebrate.
Y'all, thank you. I just wanted to share some shout outs to one of the safe spaces in the YouTube streets. We call these growth streams and growth content, where there are communities, just safe spaces in the YouTube streets where you can connect, collaborate, and grow. And Shoptalk is one of those spaces. The key distinction about Shoptalk, it is one of my key segments as part of my channel, and I am Candy K all day. Welcome in, friends. Welcome in. This is episode 31 of Shop Talk. It is part 2 in a 2-part series where we are talking more about hashtags and the tags. And based on the positive feedback, friends asked more questions about hashtags and tags, and they really wanted to take a deeper dive. And so I responded in real time as a content creator and as a person who loves, this is one of my favorite facets of Candy K all day. And I'm your host for the day. I am Candy K. I'm a new YouTube content creator in these YouTube streets. And I must say, I'm a new fully monetized content creator in these YouTube streets. So I'm not telling you what I think, friends. I'm telling you, frankly, what I know. What I know to be true, and the way that I was able to fully monetize my channel. I didn't really go hard, if you've ever heard that term being used in the YouTube streets. I didn't go hard on my channel until about January of 2025. And so now it is September. It's a September to remember. And friends, I have not been fully monetized in not even 30 days, but I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the journey, because I started my YouTube channel in January 2024. And friends, there is a lot to learn about YouTube, about the monetization process, and most importantly, how to grow your channel. So if you are watching this stream, if you're down in the chat, connecting, collaborating with other creators, y'all, we are the Content Creator Collective. YouTube is us. It is the creators who are putting out great content, and we want to make sure that we are using and employing the strategies, the SEO strategies, to ensure that our content gets put in front of many more viewers. Don't you want your content to be pushed out to many more viewers? And when I say pushed out, friends, I'm talking about on your devices. When you open up YouTube, you want your thumbnails to be amongst those thumbnails that are listed in folks' YouTube feed. That's what I'm talking about, and that's what we're talking about today. This is Candy K all day. Y'all, welcome in, friends. Welcome in. Friends, let's start at the basics, and we're going to just go deeper and deeper and deeper. So check out part 1 if you haven't checked it out first, but it's okay to watch them out of order, because the more you focus on this content, it will deepen your understanding. That part. Friends, what are hashtags? Friends, hashtags are those words. It's typically just one word, or it might be a very, very short phrase of 2 to 3 words. Hashtags are not usually longer sentences. I've never seen those as hashtags. You can make a hashtag out of anything. You can create your own hashtag, but a pro tip is this. Use an existing hashtag that is in the YouTube streets. Already there. you want to attach your channel, and more specifically, the content you're creating, to other similar content that already exists in the YouTube streets. Because then when someone searches or is looking for something specific in the YouTube streets, your content will be sitting alongside other creators' content. And as long as you have a nice, a fresh, a crisp, and clear thumbnail with a great title to go along with it, they have the possibility now to, you are being seen, and they might see your thumbnail and they might click and opt to watch your video, right? So use existing hashtags as you go on this YouTube journey, especially as a small and new content creators. But that's a pro tip, friends. That's what bigger content creators do as well. Friends, I have employed these tips, and now Kendi K all day is a fully monetized channel. Y'all, it is super exciting to wake up, check in the analytics in YouTube Studio, that's the back office of YouTube, and see how much revenue. I said that right, friends. How much revenue? That's some money, friends, I have generated overnight. I am literally making money as I slumber. Friends, it's a great getting up morning because God is yet on the throne. Yes, and Kendi K has made some money. Yes, friends. Yes. So, friends, think about hashtags as a way that you can get your content connected to similar like content that already exists in these YouTube streets. Use, pro tip, use existing hashtags that are already out there. And friends, lean into this now. Find the bigger hashtags. Find the bigger hashtags. If you are in your description box, or if you are titling your content and you drop a hashtag, if you just hover over that, it will tell you how much content is currently using that hashtag. Go for the bigger ones. Go for the big ones, because if a hashtag is only being used by 120 videos, that may not be the best hashtag. But if that hashtag is being used by millions, that might be where you want your content to fall into that sector. Hashtags group content by, it groups your content with other similar content. That's what hashtags do. Now, if you use a small hashtag, then your content is going to stay in a very small community. So in the title, listen clearly now. So here's a deeper explanation. And this is based on the questions that you asked from part 1 of our hashtag and tags conversation. Friends, use the bigger hashtags that have 1 million, 37,000, 56,000 videos that also make use of that hashtag. Use those in the titles and the description box of your long format content and your live streams and even your shorts. But then when you go into the chat, or when you're in a live stream situation, you can still, as a creator, drop down in your chat, or maybe your viewers and subscribers. Or in my case, I also offer paid memberships. If you are interested in becoming a member of Kendi K's crew, that is crew with a K, friends, click on the join button. But subscribing to Kendi K's crew, to Kendi K's channel, Kendi K All Day, is absolutely free. Let me say that again for clarity. Subscribing, becoming a subscriber to Kendi K All Day or any other channel in these YouTube streets is absolutely free. We do offer memberships for just 99 cents. Do y'all remember the 99-cent store? Now, Kendi K is a woman of a particular age. I remember the 99-cent store. Y'all, we don't even have Dollar Tree anymore, for real, right? But I'm offering value to you, and I am bringing you we have a prize wheel happening every month if you're a member of Kendi K's crew. So if you like that vibe, if you want an elevated experience, it's just 99 cents. Check us out. Hit that join button. But friends can drop hashtags, smaller hashtags in the chat, and then that will rally friends, content creators, viewers, subscribers who resonate with those smaller hashtags. That will bring those viewers to your feed as well. It will then appear on their devices, and that can be your TV as a device, it can be a tablet as a device, or most commonly, do y'all know that most viewers at this moment are viewing YouTube via their cell phone? But you've got to get down in those YouTube analytics, friends, and you have to look at what are your viewers, most viewers on your channel, how are they accessing your YouTube content? And so I know as a whole, most viewers are viewing YouTube using their cell phone, and friends, they are doing it in a vertical mode. YouTube is pushing out vertical live streams, right? They're trying to compete with some of the other social medias. So there's really a big push on the use of vertical live streams. Y'all, this is vertical, up and down. Y'all, this is what we do on Shoptalk, friends. We just talk shop. It's a question and answer, a live question and answer coming to you 3 times a week. And this is episode 31. Friends, and this is what we call landscape mode or horizontal mode. And you know the difference I always think is this is like Kendi K would be if she was laying in the bed. Okay, this is landscape mode, like on your TV, full screen. And this is a vertical mode. Vertical is up and down. Landscape is left to right, like laying in the bed. That was for free. Everything is Shoptalk. Every episode is absolutely free. If I don't know the answer, and frankly, friends, no one knows all the answers. I have the collective is already hard at work in the chat. They are connecting, they're collaborating, they're growing. And if I can't answer it, we all answer. We're all going to talk shop. It's a virtual question and answer period. If you have any questions as a content creator, go ahead and start dropping those in the chat right now. So y'all add that pound sign. I know you have a person of a different generation if you call that the pound sign. The younger folks will call that a hashtag, and that's what we call it in these YouTube streets, is a hashtag, otherwise known, depending on when you were born, as the pound sign. And it's one word, maybe two, or there might be 2 bigger words and a small word in between it. Okay, one hashtag that I use a lot for my cooking content is what's for dinner. Hashtag what's for dinner. So what's is a longer word, dinner is a longer word, but FOR is real short. So it's a short phrase. Hashtag what's for dinner. You know why I use it? Because it's a big hashtag. It's got hundreds of thousands of content that is grouped with that. And when I started using that hashtag, I started getting more views on my content. It's just as simple as that. Friends, I often use the hashtag for Shoptalk. I associate that with hashtag growth mindset. I would tell you, I can tell that you as a content creator, as a viewer, maybe even someone who's just thinking about starting a YouTube channel, Shoptalk coming to you live as a live stream, a live question and answer period 3 times a week is a place, a safe space for you to connect, to collaborate, to learn, and to frankly grow a YouTube channel. I've been able to do it by employing these strategic strategies and putting these action steps into fruition. And I've applied them to my channel, and it has done tremendous growth. My channel continues to grow. Now, nothing, friends, nothing will help your channel to grow without good content. It doesn't have to be excellent content. We're small and we're new content creators, y'all. But the more you're in these YouTube streets, the more you're watching good content. And that should be content that is similar to your channel's content. You can watch anything you want on YouTube. I do. I watch anything that interests me. If you didn't know, Candy K likes the court drama. I like the crime drama. I love to see court in action. So I'm kind of a law and crime type of person. That is one area that I like to watch in my downtime as I'm watching YouTube. I don't watch too much network TV. I think I'm kind of rebelling against network TV. Yes. And so, y'all, when you think about these hashtags, use common hashtags. And if you're not sure what hashtags to use, drop in the chat. Tell us what your content is about. Think about an upcoming video or live stream that you're planning to do and use that as a hashtag. Y'all, friends, I just noticed friends are still continuing to gather in the chat. And I noticed that Lala plant-based nutrition, Lala, the high vibe coach in these YouTube streets, she does a plant-based nutrition. Check out her channel. But friends, Lala was having a live stream this morning. So some hashtags that Lala can use would be what? She was juicing. So I know that hashtag juicing is a huge hashtag. There are so many videos out there, and we want Lala's content to appear right alongside those other larger content creators. So hashtag juicing should be one of Lala's hashtags. What else? What else? Hashtag fruits, because she was juicing with pineapples, lemons, and limes. So hashtag fruit without the S. And you might just double check which one has the bigger hashtag. And vegetables would also be hashtag vegetables would also be a really great hashtag. Friends, it's just that simple. If you type it in the title or in the description box and you hover over it, it will give you an indicator of how much content, thousands. And if it only says hundreds, don't use that hashtag in the title or in the description box, because you're going to limit the reach of your content. You want to put those down in the chat during a live stream. Or when your long format video has posted, you want to put it in the chat there. Yeah, because you want that description, y'all, is going out. It's going into the supercomputers that are, in fact, part of the YouTube algorithm. Hashtags just gives a prescription to the YouTube algorithms, so the supercomputers, so that they know where to put your content and which viewers are more likely to want to see your content based on the hashtags that you use. Friends, it's not as hard as it seems. We're going to keep rocking and riding, and we're going to keep rolling on with this. When you use hashtags, it makes your content more clickable and searchable. How many hashtags, Candy K? 3 to 5 is optimal. 3 to 5 is optimal. Y'all, when you use 30 hashtags, for instance, we have had episodes of Shoptalk where I've taught you how to activate AI and how to use Chat GPT version 5. Friends, if you get out a list of hashtags because you used Chat GPT or AI to streamline your creation process as you create YouTube content, and it spits out 30 what they call SEO optimized hashtags, friends, that's when it's giving you 30 that should work well for you. Pro tip: you've got to apply your creator hat and look through that list of 20 or 30 hashtags and find the best 3 to 5. When you list 20 or 30 hashtags, number one, you're violating YouTube processes. You're violating YouTube policy in doing so, because you're now confusing the algorithm. It's too many, friends. Limit your hashtags to just the best 3 to 5. If ChatGPT spits out 20 or 30 hashtags, and says that you should choose from these, friends, you've got to put your human creator hat back on. Look at that list of 20 or 30 hashtags and choose the 3 to 5 that seem to work for you. And if you're not getting the traffic you want it, go back to that list of 20, 30 and switch out a couple of those hashtags. That's what Kendi K does. That's how I use my YouTube Studio analytics to help me continue to tweak my channel. Y'all, I'm still new. I'm working alone. I'm just a part-time content creator in these YouTube streets. I work full-time. And so I'm just a part-time content creator, probably like you as part-time content creators. So you really want to be more strategic so that you can work smarter, not harder. Let's keep rolling along. We're going to put those hashtags in the title and in the description box. So think about one hashtag in the title and put the other 3 to 5 hashtags in the description box and put them near the top in the description box within the first 3 to 5 lines of your channel description, which gives the video description of your new content. Yes, friends, yes. Thank y'all for checking me out. This is Kendi K all day. If you like what you're hearing, if you like what I'm putting down, go ahead and hit that like button if you don't mind. Y'all, it's absolutely free. And if you want to receive notifications, go ahead and set that notification bell, set it to all, and consider subscribing. This is Kendi K all day. So that was hashtags in a nutshell. Friends, let's take a look at some of Kendi K's content and let's explore. I'm going to push our visual back one more because I'm just noticing that it was not big screen so that friends can see it. I encourage you to take a quick screenshot of this or watch this video on replay. We are live. We are streaming live right now. I am here. The collective of content creators are in that chat waiting for you to share your questions so that we can work together to support you to get those correct answers and grow your channel to and through full monetization. Welcome in, friends. Welcome in. This is Kendi K all day. I'm a part of a collaboration with other content creators in these YouTube streets, and we are using the common hashtag that already existed, and it is hashtag fall soups. So if you do any cooking on your channel, go ahead, you can join this collaborations. Y'all, collaborations help you to grow your channel. Collaborations are not competitions. They are ways to help you get your content out to new audiences and new viewers. Collaborations work. I repeat, collaborations work. Collaborations are not, you're not in competition because only you can be you in these YouTube streets. Y'all, I encourage you as a content creator myself, as a newly monetized, fully monetized content creator, y'all, collaborations are the way to go. You're collaborating right now because this is the collective. This is Shoptalk. It is our content creator virtual makerspace. It's a live Q&A all about YouTube and YouTube creation. So if you're considering starting a YouTube channel, if you already are a content creator in these YouTube streets and you want to find free ways to grow your channel to and through monetization, you're in the right place at the right time. Let's talk a little bit more about hashtags. Here is an example of a bell pepper soup that Kendi K. It was a cook along. It was a live stream. And now that video has been reposted. That's the benefit of live streams. You get a 2-for-1. You get viewers and subscribers, possibly even paid members of Kendi K's crew. Memberships to Kendi K's crew are just 99 cents, but you get viewers watching your content live, and then you can repost that content by making it public, and you get a endless amount of viewers anytime anyone wants to review your content and watch it again on the replay. We call that making that content public again. But how can they find your content after the live stream? It's because of your good hashtags. Friends, if you take a look, this is the description box that I see when I go into studio.youtube.com. This is what I see, because this is what Kenny K has put into her description box. Y'all lean into that. Friends, they give you they being YouTube, it gives you 5,000 characters in order to type as much as you want in that description box. Friends, with that in mind, make sure you have a clear, compelling, and interesting description about your content. In this case, it was a live cook along where I made a bell pepper soup as part of a fall soups collaboration. Hashtag fall soups. Friends, do you see? Look at the title. I said this is bell pepper soup. I put the word soup in all capital letters. Don't put your whole title in capital letters, friends. Look at how many gems are being dropped. Y'all, these are the things that I've learned. Don't put your whole title in capital letters, because then that means you're yelling at your viewers, at other content creators, and we don't like yellers. So I just put the word soup in all capital letters because I want the algorithm to pick that up. This is a cook along, so that means that this is longer content because I'm chatting it up in the chat as I'm cooking. I'm taking questions. I'm reading comments of viewers who are dropping into the chat as I cooked this bell pepper soup. And the opposite of that is your long format content. Friends, you need to use both, and shorts right along with it. Hashtag fall soups. Hashtag fall soups. That is my first hashtag, because that's the hashtag of the collaborators, the content creators that I am working with to push out all this great fresh content for fall. And happy fall, y'all. Today is September the 22nd, 2025. Y'all, this is great evergreen content because it's all about hashtags and tags. Whether you watch this now live with us or you catch it on the replay next week, next year, or 5 years from now, these things will still remain the same concerning hashtags and tags. Y'all, it was me learning more about how to properly and strategically use hashtags and tags that helped me to really grow my channel. I had good content. Because, y'all, I have $1,000 iPhone. So it is very capable of creating good content for content creators. You can buy fancier phones, and I have channel goals to do that, but not right now. I am just a newly monetized content creator. I have not even gotten my first YouTube chat, but when I do, we're going to talk about it on Shoptalk. So y'all don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to be notified. Set your notifications to all so that you can be notified when I go live for Shoptalk 3 times a week, or when I post a long format video, or I post to my community wall. If you want to become a part of Kenny K's community, y'all drop in that chat. Let me know who you are, because I love to review the comments in the chat and check out new and small content creators, y'all, because I'm a new and small content creator myself. So fall soups is my first hashtag. And then fall vibes, I found that to be another really good hashtag. I didn't put that one in the title, but where did I put it? I put it in the description box. I hope you can see that. I put it in the description box. And then I also use a really good hashtag that I've now learned from experience. Y'all, I put this bell pepper soup, I put it in the freezer. So hashtag meal prep is also a really good hashtag. I make big pots of things, y'all, because I've got a growing boy. He's a third-year college student. I'm so proud of him. But y'all, he's eating me out of house and home. And so I do meal prep because Kenny K all day. I told you I'm just a part-time content creator in these YouTube streets. I work full time. And so frankly, I don't want to cook every day. So I cook big pots. I like to do one pot meals with about 5 ingredients or less. And then, y'all, I meal prep that stuff. That means I put it into smaller containers, or if you have a large family, you're going to put it in a big container. You're going to label it properly. You're going to store it properly, get all the air out, and put that thing in the freezer. And so you better believe that this pot of bell pepper soup, it went straight into the freezer after I put it into smaller portions so that I would have dinner at the ready. All I have to do is reheat that dinner and I can go about my merry way. That saves me time in the long run and money. Absolutely, friends. So my hashtags for this bell pepper soup were, let me tell you, just 3 to 5 hashtags will do you right. Hashtag soup. Hashtag the given. Now, this hashtag was given to me by the other content creators. They said always use the hashtag of fall soups. But y'all, I also added the hashtag soup. You know why? Because I not only want my bell pepper soup to be a part of this collaboration and this special playlist that the creators are putting together based around these fall soups in September in celebration of the first day of fall, which is today. That's why I'm coming to you today, friends, because I want to shout out this collaboration. I want to talk shop with other content creators. Y'all, this is a Ken DK all day. Y'all, thank you. I can see viewers are watching this stream. You might be watching it on your TV. That's why I don't see you in the chat. But if you can get to your device, let me know that you're there, especially if you're a content creator, because I want to pop over and I want to check your content out. Yes. Thank you all for joining us. So I use soup. I use hashtag fall soups. I use hashtag fall vibes. So you see how that is repeated from my title. And I used hashtag meal prep. Y'all, you can also use hashtag vegetables and hashtag bell peppers. So I used 5 hashtags in my description box. 3 to 5 is optimal. How do I know this? Ken DK looks a lot at YouTube policy, especially because now I'm a fully monetized creator. I am a part of the YouTube Partner Program. So in order to remain in the YouTube Partner Program, you have got to follow their policies and procedures. Now, let's talk about, that was our deep dive into hashtags, what they are, how we should be using them so that we make sure that we are in alignment with YouTube policy. Now let's talk a little bit about tags. Tags, friends, hashtags are public facing, meaning viewers can see them. Tags are hidden from the public view. They're hidden from our viewers. We put tags in YouTube Studio. I'll say that again. We put tags into YouTube Studio for our content. We put tags into YouTube Studio for our content. How do you get to YouTube Studio, friends? I'm so glad you asked. Go into the browser so that you can get the desktop version of YouTube Studio for your channel. Go to studio.youtube.com. You might not already be logged in, and so you'll put your channel ID. And for instance, I am at KenDK_all_day. That is my channel name, at the @ KenDK_all_day. It'll ask you to log in, and once you do it once, it will typically save your login in the preferences. And then every time, y'all, when you want to get to the back office of YouTube, it is called YouTube Studio, and it is only for YouTube content creators, right? If you have a YouTube channel, you should also be using the YouTube Studio app, and YouTube apps should be on your phone. But friends, I encourage you to use the desktop edition, especially if you're really trying to utilize those great analytics. You can see some of the analytics from YouTube Studio, the app, on your phone, but you really need to make a habit of learning more and Y'all, frankly, I've got 30. This is episode 31 of Shop Talk. So check through all of the episodes. If you want to get to those episodes, check down in the description box of this video so that you can get to those earlier episodes. I've got a whole playlist for Shop Talk. Friends, and I also have Content Creator Corner, which is another playlist that I have. So check those out if you like this content, because y'all, it's all for free. That's what's a key distinction, is that we're going to learn step by step and in real time. Friends, welcome in. Friends, welcome in. Welcome in. Mrs. Paula does retirement. Welcome in. Lala, the high vibe coach, just says, yes, we're over here working smarter, not harder. Thank you, friends. Thank you for joining me for episode 31 of Shop Talk. This is part 2 in a 2-part series on hashtags and tags. Welcome in, friends. Welcome in. So your tags go in the back office. They go in the description box. They go in the video details. When you go into your content, your new content or your new live stream, that's where they go. The tags are hidden from public view. You can only get to the tags. You can only add tags. You can only create tags by going into studio.youtube.com. Yes, friends. So what do tags do? Y'all, they are very helpful to increase the searchability of your content. So when you think about tags, I want you to be thinking, what does a viewer put in the search box if they're on Safari or if they're Googling for something? Now, keep in mind, I'm still talking about some of my newest content. This bell pepper soup, 10 out of 10, Kendi K highly recommends it, by the way. So for me to determine as a content creator, what are the best tags for that? Friend, I need you to put on your viewer hat. What would you type if you wanted to find a recipe for bell pepper soup? Most people would probably just type those 3 words into Google or into Safari. Those are search engines. Bell pepper soup. I added it as a tag in the tags box. So how do you get to the tags box? You go into studio.youtube.com. You click on content. You find the new content that you're talking about. It usually has a picture or a thumbnail there. And then, friends, you want to edit, and then you want to go down and you want to click on see more. It takes a couple of extra steps, but it's going to be well worth it when you see more views and viewers watching your content, because you are helping the supercomputers that are, in fact, YouTube find your content. How else might someone be searching for bell pepper soup or just any fall soups? They might just type in the words fall soup with a space in between it. Hashtags don't have spaces. Hashtags don't have spaces. Tags do. So they might just put in the search bar fall soup. So make that a tag. You got to think like a viewer, and then you got to think like a creator. And we want to put all the different ways that someone could be looking for new soup recipes like Kendi K's bell pepper soup. And I'm going to drop those as tags, as short phrases into the tags box that is found in the back office in studio.youtube.com for your channel and for your specific content. Welcome in, friends. Welcome in. This is Kendi K all day. Y'all, thank you for joining me. Y'all, the collective is gathering and they are in that chat, chatting it up, sharing their channel links. I encourage you to continue to do the same. Welcome in, friends. Let's take a look. We've got a poll running as well. It says, do you add hashtags and tags to every video? 80% of the creators say yes. No one yet has said no, they don't. So that means you're already above the curve because you are learning about hashtags and tags. Friends, this is part 2 in a 2-part series on hashtags and tags. Y'all, we are sharing all the tips that we have learned along the way as the YouTube Content Creator Collective. We are the collective. We are, in fact, Shoptalk. This is our virtual question and answer as YouTube content creators. Yes, welcome in, friends. Welcome in. Thank you for the encouragement. Let's carry on. Friends, I am here. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey. But I want you to see these visuals as large as possible so that you can capture all of this good information about strategically using hashtags and tags to grow your channel so that you can get more views and viewers, and that so that your content can be seen in the feed of more viewers. And maybe if you create good hashtags, tags, and thumbnails and add good titles to go with it, more people are going to click on your content to view it. And if you've got good content, they'll know what to do. They are probably going to hit subscribe, hit your like button. All those things will help you to optimize and grow your channel. So when we talk about the searchability, it's all about the tags. When we talk about putting our content alongside similarly grouped content about the same thing that your video or your live stream is about, those are hashtags. But when we think about searchability, think about alternate ways that people might be putting that into a search engine like Google or like Safari. Y'all, if they're looking for a recipe for bell pepper soup, they're probably just going to put in the search bar, bell pepper soup. That is a tag. A fall soup, a soup ideas, a fall soup recipes might be other ways. Y'all, you add them all as a different tag with spaces. Here's some more that I just thought of on the fly. You can add as many hashtags as you want. Pepper soup. Maybe they don't call it pepper soup when they search for it. Maybe they don't call it bell pepper soup. Maybe they just called it pepper soup. So friends, Candy K put pepper space soup, hit that enter button, and that made a new tag. Tags are found only in YouTube Studio. Scroll down to the bottom for the content. In this case, my bell pepper soup cook along. I clicked on the see more button, and there it is. There's that box labeled tags. I also put, because people may not even know that they want a recipe, an easy recipe for bell pepper soup. Maybe they just want to see what other easy soup recipes are out there. So that's what I put as a tag. Here's another tag I can add, easy soup recipe. And then think about your channel name. Let's use this for an example. Here's a content creator in these YouTube streets. I hope you know her because she's a wonderful human. It's the low carb queen. It's the low carb queen. Low carb queen, friends. She's got a great channel. In fact, she has multiple channels. Hashtag channel goals for us. Friends, low carb queen, that's a pretty easy channel name, but I bet some folks mix it up. Notice that it is low carb queen. Friends, what about if they put all 3 words together? Maybe if they're trying to find, if they say, I met this wonderful lady at the grocery store, and she said she had a YouTube channel, and she said that her channel name, it was something about low carb queen. What if they go to their cell phone and they try to Google low carb queen, but they make a mistake and they put the low carb queen? We want Google and we want Safari to still send that search, we want it to come up as a result with Low Carb Queen's channel because she's our content creator friend in these YouTube streets. So what I would encourage Low Carb Queen to do is to go all the time, put in the tags box found in studio.youtube.com for your channel. And I would encourage you to put the Low Carb Queen because somebody's going to add that word the to your channel name, and we still want your good content to come up. Y'all, my channel name is Kendi K all day, but folks write Kennedy K, they write Candy K, they spell Kendi K, Kendi, and it's Kendy. Y'all, Kendi K puts all those options in the tags. So now, if you type Kennedy K, YouTube channel, or YouTube creator Kennedy K, y'all, you are going to start seeing Kendi K all day. Why? Because I put those misspellings, those common misspellings into the tags box. I am teaching the algorithm that even if they spell it wrong, they still want to try to find Kendi K all days. They're still looking for my content. That's a pro tip. That is a pro tip. Y'all don't miss that. Watch this on the replay. It'll make more sense. And don't forget, this is part 2 in a 2-part series all about our hashtags and tags. Check out part 1, friends, if you haven't already. Thank you, friends. Thank you. Yes. Welcome in, friends. Welcome in. I want to introduce you to another content creator. It's none other than Monique Poe. She is a member of Kendi K's crew, and that is crew with a K. But as a content creator, y'all, Monique Poe, she is always part of the collective and in the chat because she's able to market, network her channel, and get more information, strategies, if you will, about growing your channel to and through full monetization. Y'all, check out Monique Poe. Kendi K, 10 out of 10. And Kendi K highly recommends Monique Poe. Y'all, she makes beautiful baskets. She is part of the basket community. Monique Poe, if you don't mind, drop in the chat and let us know what hashtags you commonly use as part of the growing basket community. And I'm talking about those people who know how to do those nice, beautiful hand-tied bows, and they make beautiful baskets for anniversaries, for corporate events, for anniversaries, birthdays, all of those wonderful things. Baskets, mugs. You know how they're able to put things together and it just looks gorgeous. It's so gorgeous that Kendi K is willing to pay whatever the price, because I want folks to feel the joy that exudes out of those beautiful baskets. That's what you're going to get on Monique Poe's channel. Y'all, she's also one of these beautiful humans who knows how to find those discounts in our discount stores like Dollar General, like Walmart, like CVS. Monique finds it and she brings those deals straight to you. She does lots of pop-up live streams, and she records a lot of content, finding you the best deals. But I love her basket content. She's got a great versatile channel, but I'm just a fan of the basket content because, y'all, that's not my ministry. And I like making things beautiful. I do like to wrap gifts though, and I do know how to tie a hand tie bow for like Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, but the beautiful baskets, the mugs, yeah, all of the other things, you know what I'm talking about. Monique does just that. So welcome in, friends. Monique, what hashtags do you commonly use for your basket content? Y'all drop in the chat now, and I'm going to put up some of your favorite hashtags. Think about your channel. Think about your content and drop 1 or 2 of the hashtags that you commonly use. Kendi K, when I am doing my soups or I'm doing any of my cooking, y'all, if you were up last night, Kendi K did an after dark. It was a hashtag meal prep after dark. So that is when Kendi K, I did my Monday meal prep. I started it on a Sunday night, and y'all, Kendi K cooked right on through until early in the wee hours of today. So I'm still did Monday meal prep, but I started it on a Sunday, and Kendi K cooked and chatted. It was a cook along, friends. And so hashtag meal prep. That is one that Kendi K uses because I want my meal prep content. I want it available and pushed out to viewers who are also looking for meal prep content in these YouTube streets. Yeah, the bigger the hashtag, the bigger the reach of your content. The bigger the hashtag you use, the bigger the reach that your content as a new and or small content creator or a content creator of any size will be put alongside similarly grouped content. Yes, content is grouped by similarity because this is all the other meal prep content. I'm also in a collaboration. That's why I made the bell pepper soup number one, because Kitty K, it's fall, y'all. Do y'all see? Happy fall, y'all. Happy fall, y'all. Today just happens to be the first day of fall. So Kitty K has on her fall colors. And you know, I like this gold color. You see it all over my channel. Y'all, you got to start to brand yourself. Brand yourself. I just noticed that this goldenrod color, this mustard color, matches the color that you see lots of times on my thumbnails and on my channel. This is Kitty Cat. Y'all, look at Monique Poe. Y'all, look, I put her up on the screen because I want the YouTube algorithms to see the spelling of that content creator's channel name. And I want y'all to see Monique Poe being Monique Poe. No one can be Monique Poe but Monique Poe. Yes. Absolutely. Low Carb Queen says she's another content creator. 10 out of 10 that Kendi K highly recommends. And Kendi K hit subscribe. Look at one of the hashtag that Low Carb Queen uses. Hashtag weight loss journey over 50. Yes. Ooh. Do you see how she's bringing in niches? She really wants her content. That's what that hashtag tells me. She really wants her content focused and being pushed out using, that's what the hashtag does. That's what that little pound sign, older folks call it the pound sign. Younger folks call it hashtags. In the YouTube streets, we call it hashtags. You can still call it the pound sign, though. You're just showing your age, and it's okay because Kitty K is turning 50 in October. Can you believe that? I can't believe it, but I am enjoying the ride. Starting a new YouTube channel, and y'all, that was my early birthday present. I've been working really hard, and you all have been supporting those efforts. I thank each and every one of you. Y'all, we did this. Kitty K is now a fully monetized content creator, and I am enjoying the ride. I'm still working hard. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for the feedback. I always use the feedback. It was the feedback in the chat from part 1 of Shop Talk episode 30, where we were talking about this same topic, hashtags and tags, that prompted me to do a part 2. You had some additional questions, and I felt like we could talk about them in a second episode. So we're giving you a deeper dive, learning more about how to be strategic about the use of hashtags and tags. Welcome in, friends. Welcome in. Y'all, check out Mrs. Paula. She's a new content creator as well in these YouTube streets. Good morning to you, Mrs. Paula. Welcome in. Welcome in. Y'all, we're using both hashtags and tags. So if you've only been using hashtags and you didn't know that there was a thing called tags, well, there is, a friend. There is. Tags are in the back office. They are in YouTube Studio. Hashtags are public facing, and we put those in our titles and in our description boxes of our long format content, our live streams, and even in our shorts. Yes. Welcome in, friends. Welcome in. So the difference between the two, we've talked about hashtags and we've talked about tags. We're going to start using both. That's a pro tip. Start to use both. It was a game changer on my channel. And I'm now, friends, because I learned and employed these strategies, I am now a fully monetized content creator. Hashtags such as Kendi K. Pro tip, lean into this. You should make yourself a hashtag. Make yourself a hashtag. You're putting yourself into the YouTube algorithm. Yes. So then when someone searches for Low Carb Queen, then all of your content will in fact come up. So make yourself a hashtagger. Do that consistently. Every live stream, every long format video, every short. Make yourself a hashtag. It's a brand. You are your brand. Your channel is your brand. You are your brand. It's how you show up in these YouTube streets, friends. That's why they call it YouTube. They want you to be authentically you. Hashtags make your content more discoverable so that viewers will see it and it will be pushed out. It will be discovered in the YouTube feeds, on TVs, on cell phones, on when folks open YouTube, you want your content to be right there in their face. Friends, tags are found hidden. They're hidden from public view. You can only get to the tags. The tags aren't there for you. You create them yourself based on the content that you're creating at that moment. You click on go into studio.youtube.com. You click on see more at the bottom of the screen. Get the desktop edition of studio.youtube.com. And friends, you click on see more, and then you'll see the word tags, and it'll be an empty box. You need to add the tags to that box. Tags are an additional layer of support, and it helps with search ability. Think Safari, think Google. What would a person type if they were searching for your content? Less is more. Think about short phrases. I did a cook along on bell pepper soup. So some of the tags, some of those short phrases that I put in that empty tags box, so it would not be empty anymore. Friends, here are some of those tags that I used. Pepper soup, easy soup recipe, bell pepper soup. Or maybe they're just looking for new soups for fall. That could be a tag. A tag is different from hashtags because only hashtags have the pound sign or the hashtag sign. Tags do not. And I also put misspellings of Candy K all day because even if they type Candy K and they're trying to find Candy K all day, they are still more likely to see my content because I put that common misspelling. I listed it as a tag in the back office. Is it making more sense now? I hope that it is. You're getting a double dose of hashtags and tags. I am so proud of you, y'all. This is why I rock and ride with these ladies, y'all. Mrs. Paula does retirement. Mrs. Paula has a birthday coming in October, and so does our good friend, Low Carb Queen. Yes, friends, thank you very much. Y'all, so when you think about tags, think about what would a person type in the search box for Google, on Safari, or any other Bing, any other search engines. And there's a handful of the most common search engines. Y'all, that was a game changer once I started using tags. First, it was hashtags. And I became more sophisticated because I learned more strategies by reading and by watching other creators who were creating content about hashtags and tags. And then I learned about tags and I learned how to become more savvy. I learned some strategies for creating tags. Yes. If your content, if you feel like you have a good long format video, or you feel like you have a good live stream topic, but you feel like you're not getting enough views on that content or that topic, change the public facing hashtags and consider what other ways. Just channel your viewer hat. Put your viewer hat on for just a few seconds. Go into YouTube Studio and think about what are the other ways that someone might search for this content. Think broadly. And then also think specifically. Add both in tags. You really, y'all, I don't remember how many characters it makes available to you, but you can just type as many phrases, one word tags, phrases, short phrases with spaces. When you do hashtags never have spaces. Hashtags never have spaces. Y'all, if you are short on time, and frankly, Kendy K, y'all, I'm just a part-time content creator in these YouTube streets. Most of us are just part-time content creators in these YouTube streets. And friends, I'm always, frankly, short on time. And so when you have to make a choice, always work on the hashtags first, because the public sees those, and it is that hashtag sign, that pound sign that is going to push and put your content next to other similarly grouped content that is about the same thing as your content. Yes, 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 and yes. So do that first, and then make yourself a note. Y'all, I use my content creation planner, and I make myself a note so I can check it off my to-do list. When I get time, Kendy K, go back and check and add more tags. But once you get a good set of tags, you just cut and paste, friends. Just cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste. Yes, I'm going to show you how to save time. I'm going to go through, and we're going to do a couple of episodes on that. And y'all, if you have any questions about hashtags and tags, go ahead and drop them now in the chat. We'll throw them up in the collective. That means me and all the content creators, all the viewers who are in the chat, just chatting it up, connecting, collaborating, and sharing out their channel links. We're going to share our answers for you. I'm just one perspective, but as a newly monetized content creator, I am certainly sharing what I found to be true and how I changed the trajectory of my channel and grew it to a fully monetized channel. As a woman of 49 years of age, I started my channel at 48 years of age. Friends, I want to shout out another content creator, and she is also part of this collaboration. That's another pro tip, friends. Make sure that you are collaborating. That's what we do in each and every episode of Shop Talk, is we come together as the Content Creator Collective and we talk shop. It's a live Q&A. I want to shout out this small content creator. It is Feminine Health and Wellness, but she said, hey, I have a super too in my spirit. And she used this hashtag of all soups. She dropped it in the description box. And y'all, I loved her soup recipe. I watched it because she had used that common hashtag of all soups. And I liked her channel so much. I liked the energy that she gave. Look at that beautiful smile. And I hit subscribe. And so this is one of her recent videos, just posted, just made public yesterday. She just uploaded it yesterday because it's on, y'all. I'm a woman of a particular age. Look at those keywords. Let's look at those SEO keywords in the title. I see sleep. That can be a hashtag. She could have put hashtag sleep. She could have even put the word sleep in all capital letters. Pro tip, don't put all the words in your title in capital letters, but just put the key words with a capital letter, or put all capital letters for one or two of your key words. Y'all, look at her title for this new video. Sleep Solutions for Menopause. A guide to better rest. What are her SEO key words? Sleep, and what else? Menopause. Were you thinking menopause is probably an SEO keyword? I'm telling you now, it's a huge SEO keyword. And you know what else? Rest. That idea of rest, because y'all think about humans. We all need sleep. If you're a woman of a particular age, menopause is a topic of discussion in your life. And rest. Those are SEO keywords. She's got a great title. She needs to put those words, sleep, menopause, and rest, in the description box of her video. And I bet we're going to boost the views, because that content is going to get pushed out when you put the hashtag on it. When you put that pound sign otherwise known as a hashtag on it, it's going to push that to the feed, to the YouTube feed on more devices. And so that more people will become engaged viewers. That means hover over your content, read that title. That's an engaged view, as well as clicking and viewing. Welcome in, friends. Welcome in, y'all. Just reviewing what we know to be true about hashtags. People, limit your hashtags to 3 to 5. If you use 20 hashtags, that's why your content is still has a low number of views, because what you did is just the opposite of what your intention was. Your intention was to group your content, your video, and whatever your video was about with other content from other creators, so the viewers could then take their pick. But now you have your video in the mix because you use the same hashtag as bigger creators. To me, as a small content creator, the bigger the number associated with that hashtag, those are the hashtags to use in the title and in the description box, and choose just 3 to 5. If you are using ChatGPT, you know Kitty K did a multi-part series on ChatGPT, which just dropped at the beginning of August. ChatGPT 5 just dropped at the beginning of August, and I'm still loving it. And you know why I love ChatGPT version 5? Because Kitty K is using it for free. So check out that playlist on ChatGPT version 5, friends, because I'm showing you what Kitty K and how Kitty K is learning to use ChatGPT for free. Because ain't nobody got time to be spending all our extra money on all of these other things for the YouTube channel. Everything you need, I guarantee you. Listen, friends, I guarantee you this. Everything, absolutely everything you need to start a YouTube channel is available for free from YouTube. You don't need to buy a thing to start and grow a YouTube channel. Friends, so you want to choose 3 to 5. So if ChatGPT spits out a list of 20 hashtags, the absolute worst thing you can do is put all 20 of those hashtags in the description box of your video. Just say ouch. Because that's what I used to do. And I was confusing the YouTube algorithm. Y'all think about it. When you give someone your phone number, and nowadays when we use our cell phones, you always have to put the area code. Think of the hashtag like the area code. It's telling us, the area code tells you what state that phone number is associated with. Hashtags tell you, what is this content about? This is about soups. This is about easy soup recipes. Hashtag easy soup recipes. Hashtag what's for dinner. Anytime Kitty K cooks something, I use hashtag what's for dinner. I also commonly use what's for breakfast. I don't use hashtag what's for lunch, because hashtag what's for dinner has it's a bigger hashtag. What do you mean, Kitty K, when you say bigger hashtag? I mean, type the hashtag and the word, or the 2 to 3 small words that make up that hashtag. Hashtags are not long sentences. Nope. Hashtags never have spaces in between the words. Okay? Think about this hashtag what's for dinner. I always use the bigger hashtag, because hashtag for what's for lunch, it's not that big of a hashtag. So this is what I mean. Let me type it here. Let me make this plain. Let me paint this picture for you. Hashtag what's for dinner is a hashtag I use anytime Kitty K is cooking. Except I'll also, if I'm doing breakfast content, I'll do hashtag what's for dinner. Y'all, we're getting ready to come down from this place, because y'all, it's a little bit after 8 a.m. on the West Coast, and y'all know I work off the West Coast. I work full time. I'm a mom, and I'm only a part-time content creator. So we got to wrap this thing up. But y'all, we're coming down from this space anyway. Y'all, thank you for checking in, and thank you for locking in. And this is a Kitty K all day. Friends, pro tip: use the hashtags. Use the existing hashtags that are already out there in the YouTube stratosphere, use the hashtags being used by other creators in your niche. Think big. If you want your channel to grow like bigger creators, then use the hashtags that are being used by bigger creators. Think big. The bigger the hashtag, the wider the reach when you use that hashtag. Friends, y'all don't forget to check if you did not catch this episode of Coffee and Conversations. It's where I interview content creators, and even if you're not a content creator, if you're an interesting human in the world, if I like what I see, if I learn more about your story, I want to interview you for Coffee and Conversations. And I did, in fact, interview content creator Kiss from Jay. She's a fully monetized content creator. And I interviewed her yesterday for Shoptalk. So check out that video. It's now available for replay. And y'all, it was a doozy. We just had a great time. We had a great time. I see folks checking in. Monique Pose says, hashtag what's for dinner. Thanks for being locked in. Yes, y'all save those hashtags and tags. Y'all, YouTube is owned by Google and AdSense, and friends, use the free Google Drive associated with the email address and the Google email address that you use, which is associated with your channel name. Use the Google Drive. It's all free. Start saving that stuff in the documents so that you can cut and paste. But Kendi K, I promise, because that's how I come up with the topics. That's how we, the Content Creator Collective, come up with the topics for Shoptalk. This is a safe space for content creators to learn, to collaborate, network, and grow their channels to and through monetization. Yes, friends, that's how we come up with the discussion topics for Shoptalk. It's what you put in the chat. It's questions you ask in the live question and A. That's why we do this live. Shoptalk is always live, and it will continue to always be live because we want to answer your questions in the moment as you have them. Get clarifications, get differing perspectives. I promise you, Kendi K does not know it all, but I'm very willing to share what I've learned, both my mistakes and my successes, y'all. When I learned how to strategically use hashtags and tags and apply that to my content on my channel started taking off. I instantly, within the same day that I changed out hashtags or even added hashtags and tags for the first time, my channel began to get more views. Watch it. Do some tests. Add hashtags and tags. You're going to add those hashtags to the title. Use just one hashtag in the title. And then put the other 3 to 5 hashtags in the description box of your video. Yes. And put those hashtags in the first 3 to 5 lines, y'all. So I always start my description in my description box, and I put just 3 to 5 lines. I think a really, really short paragraph. And then right underneath that, I go to a new line and I start applying the 3 to 5 hashtags that I've selected. Yes, even if ChatGPT gave me a list of 20, I'm never going to add all 20. I'm going to put my content creator hat on, and I'm going to say, looking at these hashtags, which are the best 3 to 5? I'm going to use those. And I'm going to test the market. Look at other content creators who have created similar content than yours. Surely you know, even with Kendi K's bell pepper soup recipe, I made mine a cook-along. That's different. But there are so many friends who have already, content creators who have also done bell pepper soup, but they may not have done it in September 2025. Yes. Y'all, it's fall. Happy fall, y'all. Today is the first day of fall. Happy fall. Thank y'all for joining in. And thank y'all for chiming in. And thank y'all for being locked. Thank you for how can you lock in on Candy K all day and Shoptalk? Hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. Yes. Use the hashtags that larger creators and larger channels use. You can optimize the use of hashtag, and it will, once you put that hashtag, once you apply the hashtag, meaning just put it in your title and put it in your description box, just 3 to 5 hashtags though, friends, it is going to expand the reach of your content. You are giving the algorithm a boost. Just like when we add the area code to a phone number, it helps it to zero in on who should be seeing this content, your content, on their device. You're helping the algorithm. Yes. So you want to go broad, think big, and then you want to be real specific. So that's what I mean, like OOTD. Let's talk a little bit about that. That's a very common hashtag that you might see in these YouTube streets. Can I tell you, there was a time when Candy K did not know what OOTD meant? Y'all, it stands for outfit of the day. Y'all, if you know what hashtag GRWM means, drop that in the chat. What does hashtag GRWM mean? Friends, you will start associating hashtags with your content, and then you won't have to save them in a Google Doc or save them into your Google Drive. But I would save them because then you could just cut and paste them every time you do a new video, especially once you begin to tweak your hashtags and tags and you find the bigger, the best ones. And I said, one thing, if you haven't been doing it now, is you need to make yourself a hashtag. So this is Candy K. Candy K has 2 hashtags that I always use for myself. I added in the description box of every single video. And I also added as a tag. Candy K, hashtag Candy K, and hashtag Candy K all day as one word. Hashtags are always one word, no spaces with that hashtag sign. If you're a little bit older, you call it the pound sign. Yes. Make sure that you make yourself a hashtag. That's what we mean by a mix of broad and niche specific hashtags. Friends, I've got to get out of here. The job is calling. Y'all take a look at this. Let me remove this right here so that you can see these hashtags. Friends, pro tips. Y'all look at the hashtags that I put in the title. That's why Candy say make sure you put a hashtag in the title. Look at what comes up when I look at my content live as viewers would see it in YouTube. Look at what it did to my hashtags in the title. It turned them blue. Hey, it turned them blue for emphasis. Y'all, do you know where I learned that tip? From the YouTube CEO himself. A couple of months ago, he did a creator video, and he suggested that you put a hashtag in the title of your long format content, your shorts, and your live streams. Yeah. And then you put the rest of those 3 to 5 hashtags down in the description box. If you can look real closely there, you see that they are down in the description box. And then Candy K came back, y'all. This is another pro tip. Everything on Shoptalk is absolutely free, y'all. We are the collective. A shout out to Sedatra. Welcome in, friend. Welcome in. This is Candy K all day. Welcome. This is a Candy K all day. Y'all check out Sedatra Latrell. Friends, 10 out of 10. Candy K can highly recommend. Friends, I have now been... You know how you can pin a comment in your chat because you are the creator, or you might even be a moderator? Friends, this is how you pin a comment from your chat, because as people view your content, invite viewers to comment on your content. And during live streams, they're going to comment through the chat. But on long format videos, they're going to drop down in the comments and add their comments. I like that. Ooh, this soup looks yummy. They might ask clarifying questions. And so what I have been doing lately, friends, is if to pin a comment, first of all, you want to click on those three dots. And I put a little box around it over in the lower right-hand corner of this visual here. Click on those three dots and you will see the little thumbtack icon, and it'll say pin. And you're going to pin this comment to the top of your comments or to the top of your chat during a live stream. And what did I say? Want more soup recipes? Check out the hashtag Fall Soups playlist. And it is hyperlinked. It's in blue. It's a hyperlink and it's clickable. Yes. And even if they click that word hashtag Fall Soups, it too is clickable. Friends, you just got some of the keys to the kingdom to SEO optimize your channel. I hope this has helped you become more of a triple threat in these YouTube streets. What is a triple threat, Candy K? Well, you need to watch the earlier episodes of Shop Talk. Y'all, this is episode 31 of Shop Talk. This is part of a two-part series on hashtags and tags. Y'all, thank you for rocking and riding with me. This is Kendi K all day. Y'all, I've got to pay the bills, so please stick with me while I pay these bills. Y'all, this episode of Shop Talk is brought to you by poundcakeexperts.com. Visit poundcakeexperts.com and look for poundcakeexperts.com on all social medias. Featuring 50 flavors of gourmet pound cake, including sugar-free, gluten-free, and vegan. No, not vegan. Sugar-free, gluten-free. Y'all, I just blanked. It's poundcakeexperts.com. If you are in Texas, everything's bigger in Texas. Look for a Big Tex and then look for the food court. Go into that food court and you tell them Kendi K sent you, and look for Pound Cake Experts at the Texas State Fair in Dallas, Texas. Featuring 50 flavors of gourmet pound cake. Y'all, thank you for rocking and riding with me. This is Kendi K. Gotta go to work, y'all. I'm just a part-time content creator, but I'll see you back later this week for 2 more episodes of Shop Talk. This is our content creator makerspace. Goodbye for now, and happy fall, y'all.